Hey girl, hey.
Welcome back to another video, you guys. Today we are going to do a much requested video. We're going to tell the story on how we met. Back in the sister series, me and my sister were talking about how we have a really crazy love story and just the way the universe put us together, back together. Stay for the juicy details, you guys, but we are eating some dinner right now. We have some chicken fries, homemade chicken fries. Babe already digged into some of his, so we're just gonna dig in while we tell you guys the crazy story on how we're even together today. Okay, guys, so I did write a little bit of notes here. Obviously, I know how we met and I know our love story and everything and how everything went, but I just don't want to miss anything. And the way that everything happened was just super crazy. So backtracking, it was both of our freshman year in high school. We are high school sweethearts, you guys, and we had English class together. I remember it being like the first, was it like the second week of school? So back then, school started in like late August, and I remember this was like the second-ish week of September. If I have my math, if my math is mathing, then it's mathing. But I think it was like the second week of September. We ended up in English class together, and there was like assigned seats that we had, and I was sitting at a table in the back with him and Brayton. I didn't know them at the time. Did you and Brayton know each other?
Yeah.
From where? Or you guys like were friends since when?
O'Callaghan. Well, we like kind of knew.
No way.
Like, we wasn't like close.
You guys were like acquaintances.
Yeah.
Okay, so they knew each other and we were sitting at the same table, and our English teacher had a video that we were watching that day. So like the classroom was dark and
I don't even remember what the video was.
No, me either. I literally don't remember.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Clearly.
Spoiler.
These fries are bussin'. But I remember them sitting across from me. It was like 4 school desks. I was here in the corner, then it was Aunt Brayton, and then it was like an empty desk. So I was literally just there with them two sitting down. As the movie or the video was playing, Brayton goes, like, it's dead silent in the classroom, you guys, and the only thing that we could hear is a video. But obviously it's playing off the teacher's desk, so it wasn't even that loud. Brayton was like, dude, like, what did he say?
He said, damn, Aunt, why you keep staring at her? And like, I don't know. For some reason, like, I don't know, I just kept staring at her. She was a cute little cutie, you know what I mean?
So Brayton makes this comment, and I obviously like look up and I get all freaking shy because I'm like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even realize that he was staring at me. Like, Brayton made the comment. But long story short, he was like, he asked Aunt, like, why is he staring at me? I don't remember what Aunt said. I think you got like super like, why he calling you out type of thing, like very like shy. As time went on, I think that day was a Friday, and I think that's why the movie was playing or whatever was playing. And I remember he got my number that specific day. So it was a Friday on a weekend.
Shout out to Brayton.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for Brayton, I'm just kidding. He has a huge like role in why we were even together.
So after I got her number, like, you know, we was texting back and forth for some time, and, you know, like, eventually, like, I had asked her out.
But I think it was like a weekend to like.
Yeah, it was on a Friday. It was on a Friday because our relationship only lasted like 2 days. And she had like broke up with me, I think on Sunday. Yeah,
on Sunday before school.
It was on Sunday because her grandpa had passed away. So like she was going through stuff. Like me at the time, I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling a little heartbroken, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, it's like she going through stuff. So, you know what I mean? She dumped me or shit, whatever, you know what I mean? Broke my heart.
So like he said, we ended up breaking up like 2 days after dating, and I remember us going back to school, and he was still, I don't know what it was about me, but he was like still so nice, so in love, like, and we hadn't really talked, like we barely even like got to know each other and things like that. So when we went back to school, I was kind of like not annoyed, but it was kind of like, dude, I broke up with you. Like, I kind of didn't want like to talk to anybody at the time, and he was always super nice to me. And I remember just being mean to you. Like it was like certain instances, like for example, he would, like after we were done like reading our books or whatever, like we would obviously have to take them back to where we got them from, like the bookshelf. And he was like, hey, like Stephanie, do you want me to take your book? And I was like, no, it's fine, like I got it. And he would always do like these little things in class for like, I think like 2 weeks straight. You were still like super trying and like super nice and stuff. I think after those 2 weeks, he kind of was like, got the hint, and we just like fell off, didn't talk. I remember that wasn't the only class that we had together. And I remember after that time where he was like trying, he like had a whole other girlfriend that we had in that class. And I remember like looking and being like, oh, well, like you're a hoe, like you move on fast. I remember like saying that to my friend in there.
I had a girlfriend in that same class with you? Mm-hmm. No way.
Yeah, you did. Not in that class, in freshman studies, and then we moved on to health. Do you remember who it was?
No.
Anyways.
That's a good.
Okay, so after that time of him having that other girlfriend, time just passed. Like freshman year passed, we didn't talk to each other. Sophomore year passed, we didn't talk to each other. And he had relationships during that time. I had relationships during that time, but it was never, like we never connected after that. Like after I broke up with you and after those like 2 weeks, I felt like we didn't see each other like that. Like I don't remember like,
honestly,
like our paths never crossed. Never. It was like super crazy.
I thought she had like moved schools or something like that.
Shut up! You're lying.
But she never moved schools because she always wanted to be next to me. That's
all right, brother.
That's basically what happened.
Okay, so I'm gonna say my point of view of this part, and then you could say your point of view. So my best friend at the time, she was in student council, and she would always tell me like, Steph, you have to join. Like she convinced me and my other friend to join student council with her. And so we were like, you know what, like let's do it. It's our junior year, like let's have fun, something new, right? So I ended up joining student council like the first or second week of my junior year. The day I started student council, the class was my English class that I had freshman year. And I really thought it was like super weird, but because I always thought that was like an English class, but obviously it was 2 years after, and that was the class that student council was in. And it was my first day of starting.
Remember that, y'all. The same classroom.
Yes, the same classroom as I had like my favorite English teacher, Miss Wagner. She was awesome.
Fire English teacher.
My favorite English teacher, that was her classroom that we had together freshman year. So fast forward 2 years later, junior year, joining student council. I walked in on my first day, and I'm I was so shy, closed off, like very like timid. So as soon as I walked in, everybody there was like, hi, like welcome to Bible study. Like that was like a thing that they would do of the kids.
I remember that.
Yeah, who were joining student council. So like I started laughing, whatever, but I walked through everybody. I didn't even like my first initial instinct was to just like walk to the back. Like don't try and find a seat, don't nothing, like just walk that way. And as soon as like I'm getting to where I'm trying to walk, I see this dude there. And it was like so crazy because obviously we did date like 2 years prior to that, but it was never like a long relationship. It was kind of like that thing to where like I never seen you before that moment. So it was like, what the hell? There's no way that this kid is in this class with me, you know? So when I walked back, he had actually offered me his chair. Like he was sitting down and he had offered, do you remember? Mm-hmm. He offered me his chair to sit down and I was like, no, it's okay. Like, thank you. 2 seconds after that, Reggie, one of our other friends in that class, he had offered me his chair and I took his chair and I sat down. I think it was because like the whole situation was like super weird. We ended off on like bad terms because I was so rude to you back then. Like in our whatever. Mm-hmm. All right, buddy. So I took Reggie's chair and I like sat down and I don't think we talked that day. Like it was very like, you stay there, I stay here. We didn't have any conversation. But us being in student council, as like the time progressed and everything, it was time for homecoming, and we would stay late after school like every day to prep for homecoming. And I'm gonna explain our friendship situation, so bear with me. He has two best friends, and I have two best friends that I got really close with in student council, and he's been friends with them for super long. One of his best friends was dating my best friend at the time. Me and her got super close that year. So me being friends with her, him being friends with him, it kind of like brought us closer together in a way, because I feel like we had to be around each other because we were like, you know, we were just so destined. How did you feel like when we've never talked about this? Like, how did you feel when you see me like walk in?
So look, it's kind of crazy because only reason why I was in student council was because my two best friends, so one of my best friends is in the same class as me, but the other one is one class ahead. So obviously sophomore year is like, junior year. It's my homie's senior year. So it's like, you know what I mean? He graduating and shit, about to be part of that senior citizen class. And I don't know, we was just chilling. We was like, yo, let's just do student council. It's something fun, something different. Like, we're all like in a group. You know what I mean? Just chilling. So bunch of our friends too are like also in the class as well. So like we in class, and I like, mind you, I'm in the back corner. So like I'm just chilling. I'm looking a whole different direction than the front door. So like, boom, she comes through the door. I'm sitting there and I'm just talking and stuff, just yapping, looking a whole different direction. I look up and she just teleported right there. Like, she was just standing right there. And then that's when I I was low key like, it was almost as if I seen a ghost.
Cause we didn't see each other or like anything for those 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I feel like she really switched schools or disappeared or something like that. So I don't know, like, and then us having classes and stuff. Obviously, yeah, our homie. Or, well, my homie, her homegirl, getting together, bringing us closer. And then also, not only is one of my best friends with one of her best friends, my other best friend is also with her best friend.
No, that was Eli
later?
Eli and Kate got together after we got together.
Well,
yeah. So there was this one specific day that we had to stay. We had to stay after school to do homecoming. And if you guys have ever been in student council, like the posters and the decorations and everything that you guys are doing it by hand. And I don't remember where my friends were at the time, but I so happened to be painting by myself in the gym. And we weren't like talking, like we weren't friends, but this moment, like we were obviously around each other, but we didn't speak to each other until this moment. I was by myself and he came up to me and he was like, oh, like, do you still hate me? And I was like, no, like I've never hated you.
She hated me.
No, I did not hate him.
But the way that she treated me made me feel like she hated me.
Yeah, I was mean, you guys. Like anytime he would try to be nice or anything, like I would shut it down and I would just be like super bratty. And
still a brat.
After he asked me this, like it kind of gave me like, I don't know, like the way that
W-Riz, y'all.
No, don't ever say Riz. You are not part of this generation.
That's crazy. There's no way you're gonna exclude me out of a generation that only happened 20 years ago.
I'm not gonna lie, like when he came up to me, it kind of felt like good in a way, because there was like some communication and we just didn't end off on a good note. So it kind of felt good that like he came up to me and like talked to me. He was by himself too, so like I think it was like a perfect moment for you to like try and talk to me. I remember it was like the night of homecoming, and obviously like him being Ant, if you know Ant, he's like outgoing. He like he's like that one person that lights up any freaking room that makes you laugh. And that's my, like, that's one of the things that, like, is my weakness. Like, people who are funny and that can genuinely, like, hold a conversation, make you laugh. Like, he was just, like, literally everything, I feel like. Ew, don't you agree? Fast forward to homecoming, he complimented me and he was like, oh, like, you look good, blah, blah, blah. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways.
And you got like sticky notes.
Yeah, I need to remember our love story. So after homecoming passes and after he complimented me and all of that stuff, our whole group of friends got really close. So like all of his best friends, my best friends, like everybody just was in like this big group chat. We would FaceTime all the time. We just all got super close as a whole. But I feel like that gave us the opportunity to like talk more, learn more about each other, like what you like experienced those past 2 years, what I did. And during this time he was in another relationship, so I like respected those boundaries on like a friendship level. I feel like we were really good like best friends.
We were all best friends like as a group. It wasn't like,
yeah,
like, just me and her type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like me, her, and her best friends and my best friends. So we were just all just hanging out.
Well, I do feel like as time gone by, like, and we would all FaceTime, there was like times where me and him did hang out outside of class, like with his friends and my friends. Like I would go to his house, like outside, and we would just like talk in my car and like all of this stuff. I would like bring him food sometimes because he would like tell me that like his mom made food that he didn't like. He's just picky. Like she probably made a gourmet meal and he was like, ew, it has vegetables. Like that's gross. So we would just...
Nah, she made some good meals. I'm not gonna lie. She
no,
made some
for
good meals.
sure.
It's just, I definitely was.
You're very picky.
I was way too picky for like my own good, to be honest.
So we got closer and closer and closer, you guys. During this time, what he and his ex-girlfriend like had going on, or like what any of that was, because that was like their business at the time. But me and him, as like our friendship got stronger and our friendship got closer, I feel like they like you and her fell off. No,
we ended up like
ending things.
It just was getting rocky at that point.
So he did end up being single, and I remember at that time me and him being like best friends. Like I was there for him.
She swooped in, y'all.
I kind of did. Okay, like let me say this, and this is the thing, is that when you're in a relationship and you have like somebody that you're emotionally attached to, like you didn't cheat, we never did anything, like all of that stuff, but we were connected on a whole other different level than like physical attraction or anything like that. Like internally, excuse me, like internally, like emotionally, and like all of like mentally, we were like super close, you know? So I feel like as soon as they broke up, literally the like, okay, this is the thing, they had ended things, and Ant had messaged me because he was like keeping me updated because we were besties, and he had told me like they broke up and like all of this stuff. You texted me and you said you wanted to take things slow with me, so I swooped up, but you also did too.
Of course I wanted to take things slow, because obviously like I didn't want to ruin nothing, and then plus like I did just get out of a relationship, so I wasn't trying to like, make it seem like I just pop out, go back in type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
even though you did, which was like really crazy. You didn't try to, it just happened though. That's the thing.
It did.
Because like
she was my soulmate, yo.
Yeah, I remember the time frame of it being like he got single at the beginning of April, and we went to prom at the end of April. And then after prom, 2 days after that, you asked me out. So I feel like it just literally happened. We were just connected on a whole different other level. And long story short, he asked me out on May 2nd of 2017, and I was 16 years old. He was 17. And fast forward to now, 6.5 years later, I am 23. He's 23. But we've known each other since we were 14 years old. We met freshman year. So it's been a long time. Okay guys, the camera turned off unfortunately, so if you guys have a little bit of a different angle, so sorry about that. But like I was saying, we have been together for 6.5 years and we have a son, our little fur baby. Come here, Candy boy.
Come on. Up, up.
Candy boy. Cuddle boy.
My big fur baby.
We have obviously bought a house and we are just living our lives, you guys. We are super happy. But to think that we met freshman year in a classroom in our English class, and 2 years later in that same exact classroom, we ended up in the same classroom. Both of us little hooligans rekindled and we are now living our best freaking lives, you guys. It's super crazy, but I feel like we are definitely soulmates. We are literally meant to be. This is my literally other half. Kane already knows. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video and learning more about us. If you guys have any questions or anything and we can do like a cute Q&A, leave all your questions down below. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't be fake, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.
Bye.